Zena Moosegrove, a resident of Chevy Chase in upper northwest Washington, D.C., has lived quietly at her house on Northampton Street for 30 years. Over the last 3 decades, she cultivated a lavish native garden, which has kept her house natural in an ever-urbanizing city. On August 28, 2009, her garden was devastated. The Washington, D.C. Department of Consumer and Regulatory Affairs tore up her cherished vegetation in an aborted cleanup arranged by the Metropolitan Police Department. But why did they do it?
The explanation that's been given is the ultimate, basically bureaucratic snafu.
What happened to Fenty's Going Green initiatives? Why is DC attacking our only natural environments left? The story begins when Zena receives a notice of violation from the DCRA claiming excessive vegetative growth of over 10 inches.
What the regulations say is that no matter how high they are, if you have a genuine garden and you're growing native species, that there's a lot more leeway.
In it, she comments,
"I do not recognize my description of violation. I cultivate a garden without poisons using neither herbicides nor pesticides. I try to encourage the growth of native plants. I would like to meet with the inspector to discuss ways we can promote the natural gardens that I espouse and strongly believe is right."
The case was stayed while it was being appealed. In other words, if they issue a summons and you don't appeal it and you don't abate the violation, then they have the right to go in and do that. But once you appeal it, then you're saying they don't have the right to do that, and they can't do that while the appeal is pending. And in this case, there was actually a specific agreement between Zena and the Department of Consumer and Regulatory Affairs through their attorney not to do anything while this case was pending. We have a case. We are dealing with that case very rationally with the attorney for DC, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the bureaucrats that are pushing the paper are dealing rationally or talking with their own attorney. And what happened in this case is while the attorney and the judge and the parties are presumably cooperating, somebody on some desk in the Department of Consumer and Regulatory Affairs moved it from one pile to another, and they saw there'd been no response, and they moved it to the abatement pile, and one day we came home, and the rest is history.
In the meantime, Zena has rebuilt her garden as much as possible, but it has yet to fully resemble the luscious forest of its prime days.